So the other day I remembered a story from back in 2006. This was right before they took the pills off the shelves. There was there was one guy that taught everybody how to make meth. One of these guys that learned how to make meth, his name was Rob. And he was kind of a strange dude, but he could make meth really well. At the time, I didn't want to make meth because the risk was too great. The penalties were too big, and I was the one that was running around getting pills. But this guy, his name was Rob, and he was kind of a freak. You see, one of the main guys that learned how to make meth, he had a Hot Wheel collection. He had a Hot Wheel collection that was so big you wouldn't believe it. It is the biggest Hot Wheel collection I've ever seen. Even when you look on YouTube, his was far greater than any other collection I've ever seen on YouTube. When eBay first came out, he was buying up all the Hot Wheels, all the slot cars, and all them from the 70s and 60s, and he had this massive collection. And then when he was selling meth, he was manufacturing meth and he was selling it, everybody wanted to impress him, or so they all started collecting Hot Wheels too. I mean, it was just nuts. Everybody in the whole town was smoking meth and collecting Hot Wheels. And this one guy, Rob, he could make meth pretty good, and he was collecting Hot Wheels, but he only collected Hot Wheels that were Camaros. All he collected was Camaros. And there was another guy that all he collected was Hot Wheels with flames on it. So naturally I started collecting Hot Wheels, not because I cared about collecting Hot Wheels, but they became a type of currency where I learned all about Hot Wheels in a hurry. I've got a good memory, and I was good at remembering what everybody wanted and needed and stuff. So anyways, it was just another side hustle of mine. But anyways, so at the time, my job was I was doing commercial doors, commercial windows, commercial door fronts. I was building on my random fab shop, and this one old friend of mine, he used to do all the karaoke shows around town, and I used to do karaoke shows for him. But and now he kind of slowed down. I heard he might be doing meth. But anyways, he called me up and said, "Hey, I bought this house, this building from my brother, and it has a commercial door on the front, and it's not working very good. You want to come over and take a look at it?" And I said, "Sure." We were good friends. So I went over there and looking at the door, and I'm going, "Yeah, I can fix this." So he brings me in, and this used to be an old store, So I'm inside the store, and I look around, and I see on the shelf there's a little Hot Wheel. And I said, "Hey, I see you got a Hot Wheel there." He goes, "Why, you like Hot Wheels?" I go, "Yeah, I collect them." He goes, "You want to see Hot Wheels?" He goes, "Come with me." So we go downstairs, and downstairs there's 2 or 3 huge boxes, and there's cases of brand new Hot Wheels. And I said, "Oh, where'd you get all these Hot Wheels?" He goes, "Well, they were my brother-in-law's. He owned the building, and he used to own the store used to be a place called Pit Row, where he'd sell Hot Wheels and collectible die casts and stuff like that." I went, "Oh yeah," and right away I was seeing, dollar signs, because Hot Wheels are worth money in the meth world, and the meth world that I was in. And then I look over to my left, and on the shelf I see a bulb, hollowed out, and it's a meth pipe. And I said to my buddy, his name was Lane. I said, "Hey Lane, what's with that?" He goes, "What?" I go, "Well, you got a bulby there." He goes, those workers of mine. And I said, yeah, whatever, dude. You know, it's all right. I go, you want to try some good shit? He goes, yeah. And I put some of the fluff that I had that my friends were making, and he couldn't fucking believe it. You know, it was so good. And so I said, I can trade some of these Hot Wheels for meth. He goes, really? And I said, yeah. So I cherry picked all these boxes. I went home with a humongous box full of just Camaros. And the funny thing is all these Hot Wheels that he had were from the series, from the years, like from 5 years ago, right before my friend started collecting. So I knew right away that all these Camaros he didn't have. I knew, I had a good hunch that he did not have any of these Camaros that I had, and I had 40 of them. Okay, 40 Camaros, brand new, and I said, I'll be back tomorrow. I'll see what I can do. He said, all right. So I called up Rob, and I said, hey, Rob, I got some Hot Wheels. You interested? He goes, only Camaros. I'm like, that's all I got is Camaros. He goes, yeah, bring them down. Because at the time, he wasn't even selling any. Because he made good meth, and he was selling all that he had, and he had plenty of money. He had plenty of money, but now all he wanted was Hot Wheels. So I said, yeah, I'll be right down. And so I brought them all down there, and he looked at them all. He's like, holy shit, man. I'm going, yeah. He goes, how much you want for them? I go, well, there's 40 of them here. I go, I don't know, give me an ounce. He goes, fuck yeah, I'll give you an ounce. So he gives me an ounce, which is a lot of money, you know. So I go back and I gave my buddy that had the Hot Wheels, I give him 1 8-ball, you know. So I had a whole bunch left. So then, so that was pretty good. What that breaks down for money-wise, I was set up for quite a while. So then the next time I'm there, I'm in my shop, and I'm sitting next to my buddy, who I've known since 2nd grade. He is the prison guard that works out at the prison, and he loves meth, and he was sneaking meth into the prison, and so he's there. He goes, call up Rob, I want some of that, you know. I said, all right, I'll see, because I had some more Hot Wheels. I went over to my buddies and got more. So I call up Rob, and Rob says, hey Joe, how's it going? I said, good. I go, you got any shit? And he goes, yeah, but I'm not taking any more Hot Wheels, because I ran out of dope last time. He said, so just all I need is cash. But at this time, they had been kicked out of their house, evicted, so they were at the motel, him and his girlfriend. And he goes, I'm in room 25 or whatever it was, and I said, all right, I'll be right down. So from my buddy, the bodyguard, from the prison guard, he gave me $150, and I had $150. And back then, that's what they charged, you know, $300 for a good 8-ball, but an 8-ball of fluff was like 2 8-balls. So I got his money, and he drove me down because I didn't have a driver's license. So this was a motel where you go in the front lobby, and then you can go down the hallway and get into your motel, but then you can also park on the outside, and it had 2 doors. So we knew what room it was. We parked outside. We didn't have to go through the lobby. So we pull up there, and my buddy, the guard, he waited in his car, and I went up and I knocked on the door, and Rob said, who is it? And I said, it's me, Joe. He goes, oh, okay. So he opens the door. I go in there, and he goes, you got money? I said, yeah, I got $300. So I laid it out there. It was all 20s, and I laid it out right on the bed. His girlfriend's there. So he's weighing it up. He's weighing it up, you know, in April. And he weighs it up. And right as he hands it to me, someone knocks on the door. And it was like a police knock. You know, boom, 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 boom. And he goes, fuck, who's that? And I grabbed that dope and I put it in my pocket. And his girlfriend gets up and goes over there. And I said, I'm out of here. And I swooped up all that cash. I put it in my pocket and I ran out the other door, the outside door, and I jumped in the car with my prison guard friend, and we drive away. And he's like, "Did you get it? Did you get it?" I go, "Yeah, I got it." So we drive away, and I didn't know who was at the door, and nor did I care. All I knew was I had the meth and I still had the money, you know. So we drive away, and the prison guard, he said, what happened? I go, I don't know. There was someone knocking at the door. They were all sketched out, so I just grabbed the dope and I left. I didn't tell him about the money. So then the next day, I was, you know, I still held on to the money just in case Rob called me up and said, "Hey, I didn't get the money. Did you grab it? Or bring me the money," or whatever, you know. And you don't want to piss off the dealer because he has the dope. So I'd say, "Oh yeah, I got it," you know, and I would have brought it back to him. But he never called. I called him, and he had so much money that he lost track of it, or didn't. He thought he had it, or wasn't, whatever, you know. But so I got away with half the dope for myself, half went to Kurt, and I got all the money back. But yeah, that's how it was, man. Back then, sometimes it worked out, and sometimes it didn't. Sometimes you had to throw away everything and get away, you know. So yeah, it was fucked up back then, man. Everybody was running around making meth, selling meth, grabbing pills, whatever. Yeah, it was weird, and that was a good 20 years ago. So yeah, I don't know if you like the story or not. If you do, leave a like, and if you haven't subscribed, subscribe, and leave a comment. Ask me a question. We'll talk to you later.